Hello. Now that your database is connected to Dataherald, you're ready to start asking questions. If you haven't already connected your database, you can find the link to the Loom video in the description. For this run-through, we'll continue working with the real estate database we created in the previous video. You can switch over to the playground and select the database that you want to ask the question against, along with the model you want to use to generate the SQL. By default, this will be set to none, which refers to Dataherald's base model. As you get further along the process, you'll fine-tune other models, and you can select those here. Let's start by asking a question. In honor of my hometown, let's ask about median sale price of townhouses in San Ramon in January 2024. In the background, Dataherald is determining which tables and columns in the database are relevant to answering this question, incorporating guidance from instructions we may have already provided, learning from other similar questions asked in the past, and then generating the SQL to answer the question. It's also recovering from any errors in the SQL code generated. There are a multitude of other steps and tools available to the agent to best generate the correct SQL. In this case, we haven't provided any instructions or golden records, so Dataherald is unable to pull from those sources of knowledge. We expect the SQL generation to be close to the correct answer, but not quite correct. Now that the SQL has been generated, we can review it in the Queries tab. Here, we can make any corrections, and then mark it as verified. This adds the query to the golden records, which can be seen here. As always, we can do any of these steps through the SDK as well. Here, we install and import Dataherald, create the Dataherald client with the API key, and then get the database connection. We can then ask the question, and once the SQL is generated, we can make any updates and corrections, and then submit it as a golden SQL through the API. You can see here that I've added a few where clauses and also updated the select clause of the SQL statement. Now that you know how to ask and verify questions, we can get started with providing context tools to Dataherald to improve its SQL generations. We now recommend that you invite other members of your organization to help with adding the context needed to reach production-grade performance.